Well, let's start with your name and the years you debated.
My name is Kent Keller. I debated from 1961 to 1965.
61 to 65, okay. And who was your partner during that time?
I had, as you would imagine, different partners. For a chunk of the time, my partner was Annette Wright, and then in my senior year, my partner was Dick Franks.
Okay. And so what have you done since you've graduated?
Well, I went to law school at Washington University, and upon graduating from Washington University, I moved to Los Angeles, where I have remained ever since, and I practiced law in Los Angeles from 1968 to the present.
Wow. So while you were debating, which topics did you debate? I imagine there were a number of them.
You know, that's embarrassing. I know one of them. I can remember my topic when I was a senior in high school because we had a big year there. That had to do with the United Nations.
Oh.
And one of the topics we had while I was debating for SMS, as it was then known, had to do with unemployment. And beyond that,
well,
I confess I have no memory.
Obviously, that unemployment topic is significant since you remember it. So what really made it that significant? There must have been something on that topic.
I think that probably was my last year in debate with my pal Dick Franks, and we had a good time. That's
a good time. Well,
that's beyond
good.
That, I can't tell.
So, what skills that you learned, well, that you acquired while you were debating, what of them, which would you say would be the most important?
Well, I think that thinking on your feet is critical. You would, of course, think that the development of confidence in public speaking is a big thing, and not to diminish it at all, but anybody that has been in public address for very long will pick that up, whether they're a great debater, a mediocre debater, or whatever. But the ability to react quickly and hopefully with something to say that isn't totally off the mark was a big attribute.
Oh, okay. So how have those particular skills helped you since you stopped competing in debate?
Well, in my life as a lawyer, while courtroom trials are actually rather rare for a guy in my business representing big companies, nonetheless, the ability to think on your feet is enormously valuable.
I see. So if you were to say something about debate to an administrator, what would you tell them?
Well, first I'd tell them that it was a lot of fun. It was a chance. I grew up in Springfield, Missouri. I might not have ever left Springfield, Missouri. That's not a knock on Springfield, Missouri. I'm enjoying being back here very much. But it was a chance to see the United States while at the same time learning important skills. The skills I learned in debate, I think, the analytical thinking, as I mentioned, thinking on your feet, have had as much to do with whatever success I've had in life as anything else.
If you were to tell an incoming freshman about debate, what would you tell them?
Well, it's not for the timid. If you're going to do this, you need to determine whether you're really going to commit into it, because if so, it's going to be time demanding, and it gets a life of its own. But it can be very rewarding.
If you had one piece of advice to give a current debater, what would you tell them?
My goodness. You're asking wonderful questions. I wish I had wonderful answers. I think I would tell them that the pleasant people will inherit the world. There's a great theory that if you're strong, coming on hard, you're in control of things. What life has taught me is you need to resist trying to be very, very smart and instead be very, very pleasant.
Is there anything else you would like to add? Are there any stories that you would like to tell?
No, I would just like to say that among the people in my life that had a tremendous impact, Holt V. Spicer, who was my coach in that time, had as big an impact as anybody, for which I'm thankful.
We appreciate this very much. Thank you.